before about offshore, and obviously in testing we always see that there is a lot of different teams in development, and there's always difficulties on communicating maybe with the quality assurance teams. Maybe the teams are in different locations. We usually talk about the ping-pong game in quality assurance, that the developer don't really know what the tester is talking about. The tester is trying to send the right message, okay, this is not working, but the developer says, in my environment is working. So actually it's the same message that when we are talking about any test tool like Quality Center, and obviously the communication between those teams becomes difficult, especially when it comes to a mobility project where we are not developing and we are not testing a single web application. We are talking about how I'm going to certify, how I'm going to be sure that this application is going to work on this single device in different locations over the world. Andy talked before about one particular example in an airline that really needs to test in different locations, in different airports, or how I'm going to be sure that this application is going to perform in different devices, different hardwares, IP phones, etc., etc. So that problem is basically solved using DeviceAnywhere tool set. As I said before, DeviceAnywhere offers you the integration of the hardware, so there is a hardware component always, and the tools that will help you to access remotely those devices and operate with them. What we see basically here is the different product lines we have. We have Test Center, we have Test Automation, Proof Center, Monitor Anywhere, and Demo Anywhere. These are the only products we have. It is all about testing, basically. If you think about it carefully, it's as simple as that. What I really need first is to access the devices remotely and actually test manually those devices. Is the functional testing, this is the first step. Then I need automation on that, because I really need to run a lot of different scripts to be sure that it's going to work, and to be able to, with reduced teams, basically to run business processes on those devices at 3 a.m. or in the weekends or whatever, to be sure that this is going to work properly and to get the proper reporting. I need to certify, and particularly certifying mobile applications becomes a speech about app stores, how I'm going to submit and how I'm going to certify and be sure that what I'm developing and what I'm testing is going to be compliant and is going to be in the App Store. This is Proof Center. Monitor Anywhere, if we really have the ability to have so many devices with so many carriers in different locations across the world, so I really have an excellent tool for monitor the performance of those applications and get alerts if the SLAs or are basically not working, or if something goes wrong. Proactively, I really can get that, and I really can be sure that the last mile, the performance of my applications is working for the end users. I'm getting the revenue. And obviously, Demo Anywhere is a sub-product that we realized a long time ago that actually, because our tools are giving you the chance to get not only screenshots, but getting movies of anything you possibly want to take in your process, like for instance how the application works, or how the hardware should work, or how to set up an email in a BlackBerry, anything, any business process you can possibly think about any mobile application can be registered in a movie, because App Stores actually require you to submit your testings with images and movies. And because of that, we thought, well, we can really make that a product standalone and offer that for customer service departments, marketing line departments as well, that really need to show and to train internal people, or to show to the customers and reduce the burden of a lot of income calls to the customer service department, basically how to use the application or how to use the new handset I just launched. Operators are using that. We have brilliant examples in the US with AT&T and Sprint, and those examples are very, very interesting for operators in Europe right now. So basically, this is from functional testing, automation, monitoring, and then certification and demo, the whole tool set that DeviceAnywhere is offering to help organizations to test the mobile applications. We move on very quickly. How it works, I mentioned before a couple of times that we actually offer the hardware and the software tools. You can see there how it works. Basically, you install a client or many clients in your laptops, and through the internet you are accessing remotely the handsets. The handsets are actually wired into those boxes, black boxes. You can get 1, 2, 3, or we can rack them and put them in a data center, as many as we can, as we want. Actually, we see here is a screenshot of one of our data centers, and you access remotely the mobile phone. Anything you can perform physically on your mobile phone, hitting buttons, plug or unplug the battery, flipping the phone, touching the screen, anything can be made remotely, actually, from my client in my PC. It's not an emulation, it's not a profiler, it's a real handset actually wired and receiving and sending electronical inputs and outputs to my client. So that's basically the whole idea behind DeviceAnywhere. I think we can see in the next slide a closer screenshot of that and a brief description. One basically main question that I actually get in every event or any demonstration is it actually works, and I mean it's not a robot actually pushing the button, so can I capture the screen in a LCD like an emulator? When I hit the screen or I select a part of the screen, it's actually the real one I'm pushing and I'm interacting with. We move on. This is a screenshot of the client actually. The phone you see there, and me too will demonstrate very quickly. It's actually the real phone, and we'll see if we go back to the previous slide. We see the different phones we can access there in the data center, if they are locked, if they are in use, if they are accessed, and the different sort of products we offer, test center and test automation proof center. You can see that. This is a simple screenshot. Anything I can perform on the mobile device actually can do it remotely through the client in my PC. The last one, probably one of the last slides, is this one showing MonitorAnywhere. I'm very interested on basically making the speech about MonitorAnywhere because it's a very interesting product for many companies that actually see that they are. For instance, we have a brilliant example in the US. They are renting DVDs in using basically kiosks in different cities, and you can book your film and you can basically get the DVD for $1 in any kiosk. So the problem is actually how to know in real time or even proactively what's wrong in any kiosk possibly across the US. And DeviceAnywhere is actually implementing the hardware solution and the remote access for that company to get alerts and know in real time what's wrong if something goes wrong, because it's very sensitive. I mean, if I can't download because the system is blocked or if something goes wrong with it, I'm losing real customers actually getting DVDs or booking flight tickets, for instance. So MonitorAnywhere is basically a solution that DeviceAnywhere, based on his hardware and software combination of tools, to basically know exactly what's going on when your company have mobile applications in kiosks or in mobile devices or in IP phones or any potential hardware in different locations across a country or across a region, and you really need to be sure that in spite of what's going on in your data center, that the real handset, the end user experience is actually satisfactory, is working as expected, and what's wrong and how can I sort it out. So I like to think basically about DeviceAnywhere offering not just